Good morning. Last night was quite something. I... Let's just say that despite these 2 nights breaking my budget, because they're $22 a night, which I wasn't really preparing for, plus the $6 a night I'm still paying for my dorm bed. So $28 a night is quite a lot of money, but considering how I feel right now, no regrets yet. I got a good night's sleep. It was short because I switched rooms at 1 a.m. No, just before, but it was just I'm happy I made this choice, and I feel like this will be good to get ready for the next few weeks, and I hope that in the next few countries I can make up for it with my budget. I think I should. Like, Cambodia is a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. So I feel like in countries that might be less expensive, it'll be easier to stick to my budget. And yeah, the plan for today is actually not really something fun, but something interesting. And I don't know how entertaining this video will be because I don't know how much I will be able to film. Because the plan for today is to go to the Genocide Museum and then go to the killing fields, which I feel like with Angkor Wat are a must do here in Cambodia. And I don't know too much about the history, so I'm eager to learn. But like I said, I don't know how interesting this will be. I don't think I'll be able to film a lot, or I don't think I want to film a lot. So I guess you'll see how the video turns out. So you do have to dress appropriately for the killing fields, which means that I'm currently wearing pretty much my only long pants that I own. But I wore these yesterday on the motorcycle, and with the rain and the muddy roads, it got pretty dirty. So if you see me walking around in this today, no you didn't. I'm gonna try and ask downstairs about a local or like a public bus going to the killing fields, because I read online somewhere that the local bus is like 25 cents, whereas if you want a tuk-tuk one way it's like $6 or $7. And it's about 14 kilometers. At first I thought, oh, I'll just cycle there, and like 14 kilometers there and then back is 28, which at home would be fine. But here, one, you've got the blazing heat, and two, you've got weird traffic. Like, I don't know if I wanna cycle in this traffic. So I hope that the people downstairs can help me out with the public bus. At least there, if I can't figure out how to go back, I might just do a tuk-tuk. But so I'm about to head out. But at least I've got a balcony view with this one, except you can't really do anything on the balcony because there's a sign in the hallway that says beware of monkeys, like keep the doors closed and apparently monkeys come here. But like, as far as views go, it's a lot better than a dorm room with no windows. According to the bureau at reception, there are no public buses to the killing fields, so I might just order a tuk-tuk. S21 museum and the killing fields today. Both were very intense experiences. And I didn't really film anything because at the museum there's a lot of places where you're not allowed to film. And then at the killing fields it doesn't feel right to film. Like, it's the final resting place of quite a few people, many people. And it doesn't feel right to film that. There are a few signs that I filmed and like a few things, but I mean, it's not really a place where you go around with your camera and just like film everything. And the killing fields were such an unreal experience. Like, I paid $6 and you get an audio guide, and they had the option for a Dutch audio guide, which was amazing. But like, people were just brought there. There was this bus stop and people were just brought there, and it's so surreal. People were brought there to be killed, which is just it felt like a very strange place to be. And they would be handcuffed and blindfolded, and to spare bullets they would swing babies against trees, and they would just hit people on the back of their necks with bamboo sticks or a certain kind of tree that had a lot of like spikes along the edges. They would use that to cut people's throats. And nearly 3 million people died during the time in a nation that had 8 million people, which is a lot. Like, that's just so many. Now, the ruler of the Red Khmer didn't want any like highly educated people, so anyone who was highly educated, a doctor, a lawyer, anything like that, would be killed. But later on it turned into, oh, if people were wearing glasses, like, go. And he wanted an agriculture driven society, I guess. So people were supposed to work in the fields, like agriculture, doing that sort of work. However, they didn't get much food, so a lot of people were either killed or starved. Afterwards, I took a Grab to the city center and visited the S21 museum, which was very like interesting, and you get so much information. They show you these prison cells that used to be where they held the prisoners. There are a bunch of photos, pictures, but also drawings of what it was during that time. And a lot of the walls are just like, they have a lot of photos of the people who died there or the people who were prisoner there. It's just a very, I don't want to say weird, but a very intense experience. At the killing fields, the audio guide said, and I've translated this from Dutch to English, so it might not be correct 100%, but it's better to kill someone who's innocent than to not kill the enemy. And the reason they would kill like also babies is because they would kill the entire family to make sure that there was nobody left behind that could take revenge. Now, every few months there's still like bone fragments or clothing coming up from within the ground, because there's a lot of like the mass graves are still there. There are a few that are actually in the killing field in the memorial building where you can actually see, but there's so many still under the ground. And for some of them they've decided to just leave them there, find a resting place, give them peace. But especially in rainy season things come up, and every few months they just gather it all up and preserve it. But it's so strange to walk around. And honestly, right now I feel kind of depressed by mankind, not gonna lie. So I've decided to just hang back and watch one of my favorite shows, give myself some happy vibes, which I desperately need after that. And maybe later today I might do some exploring around the area. But for now, I think I need to let this settle in, process it, and just... It was a lot today. I am covered. Alright, so what was supposed to be a chill afternoon turned into quite a bit of an exciting afternoon. What I didn't film or show you is that once I was back, I just sat on the bed and relaxed. Like I said, I wanted to watch a show, feel good, you know, after what happened today or what I like experienced today. And I'm not entirely sure if it is bed bugs, fleas, an allergic reaction maybe, or anything else, but within 15 minutes of start and finish, my legs were covered in bumps and they were itching, but they weren't red, which was very confusing because whenever I googled it just showed red. And my arms, I have a few as well, and there's a few on my feet, but it's mostly my legs. And it itches so bad, it still does. So I obviously, what do you do when you experience this? You text your mother, thank you mom. But we tried to figure out what it was, but I don't know. I texted a few friends and one of them said maybe it's like sand flies, but I haven't been on the island for the past 2 days, so I feel like that's a long time to start developing sand fly bites, or like, yeah. So I went to the pharmacy and the hospital, but the hospital was closed, and pharmacy didn't really know what to do because the staff at reception of this hostel don't really speak English. So I figured, you know, pharmacy or hospital would be my best option. And I just wanted to see if maybe they had anything for this, but let's just say we didn't get anywhere. So now it is later this evening and I have been sitting on the bed. However, I've been sitting on my dirty towel from the beach because it's the biggest towel that I have, and if it is an allergic reaction, like I don't want to sit on the sheets. Here's the deal, I would rather be dirty, like sit on a dirty towel, than be covered in like bites that itch like crazy. So while it might not be the most hygienic solution, it is a solution and I'm taking that for now. So right now I am off to, honestly I'm off to find some snacks for tomorrow, which might be a problem because I also want to get some food, and like I said, I want to get snacks for tomorrow for the bus journey because it's a 7-hour bus journey, as well as some water. But the hostel reception downstairs, I could buy water, but they don't accept credit card. I'm gonna try to see if they've got like a pool upstairs with a restaurant. I'm gonna try to see if they accept credit card, and I'm gonna grab some snacks from 7-Eleven. They don't accept credit cards. I only have, like, this is 20,000, which is $5, but it's the very last of my money, and I don't think I can buy everything I want with just this. So, I mean, I don't want to spend my dollars because I'm gonna get Cambodian real back and I don't have any use for it because I'm leaving tomorrow. So I made sure, like, I have to put a deposit down for the key, and I said, look, fine, I will do it, but I need dollars back. Like, I'm leaving to Vietnam tomorrow. I don't know if I said it, like, I think I've said it by now, but leaving to Vietnam tomorrow. I have no use, like, US dollars you can spend if you need a visa on arrival, you can just spend them. Like, there's just so many more options with US dollars as opposed to Cambodian real. Like, I feel like outside of Cambodia, I've read that some places, or a lot of places, if you want to exchange it, there's no way, you have to do it in Cambodia, since I'm leaving. So let's see what I can buy for 20,000 and where they accept credit card. Since I have a balcony view with my driver's room, I feel like I have to show you. That's the river. Pretty good, right? So the restaurant at the top of the hostel accepts credit card. Now I was kind of hoping to go for a little bit more of a local meal, but I think this is going to be it. I can still order a local meal. So first some snacks, then some food. I just bought $5 worth of snacks. Now, do I really need $5 worth of snacks? Absolutely not. But when I went to the S21 museum, I couldn't pay by card, so I had to pay with cash, and the only cash that I had was $50. That was the smallest bill that I had. I didn't have any Cambodian real anymore, so which I gave to my Grab driver. So I told her, look, I can pay with 50. I just need all like US dollars back. I'm leaving to Vietnam tomorrow. I do not need $40 worth of Cambodian real. And she was like, yeah, sure. And so she said, I can do 40, but I would have to give you, I don't have a like $5 bill, so I have to give you 20,000 Cambodian real. I was like, okay, you know, fine. I do want to go into the museum, so it's okay. And I knew I would need snacks. However, I did not need $5 worth of snacks, so let me show you what $5 can get you here in Cambodia. For $5 you will get a pack of crisps, another pack of crisps, 1.5 liters of water, some Oreos, and a yogurt. Oh, and a roll of Mentos. It's not completely $5. I think it's $4.50. I kept 100 real bill for me because I like, it's a nice souvenir to have. And then the rest I just gave to the store employees. I don't really need it anymore. I am heading upstairs to find some food because apparently I can pay with card, so that's perfect. I mean, I have to pay a fee because it's a foreign currency, but I couldn't buy both snacks and food because the restaurant upstairs is quite expensive. I think it's like $4 for a local meal. And I did want a bottle of water and maybe it's like some crisps or some cookies. So I had to make a choice. So now I've got a lot of snacks. And don't worry, I'm not gonna eat all of these tomorrow. I do have to carry them with me around in Vietnam. But I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So $5 worth of snacks it is. It's gonna be dinner with a view. I've ordered some vegetable fried rice. It's chili vegetable fried rice, so I said a little bit spicy, not too much. I don't do well with spicy, at least not the level of spice here. So yeah, my very last meal in Cambodia. Feels very strange. Good thing I said a little bit spicy because it's already pretty spicy. I see chilies, that's why it's spicy. That's good. Tons of different veggies. I am gonna fish out the chilies because if I bite into them, I'm gonna die. Very good last meal in Cambodia. A girl that I met on one of the islands, so we just sat for a while and talked, and now it is time to pack my bag. I don't mind packing my bag. Like, I know people who don't like when they go from one place to another and have to pack their bags. I usually don't mind, but today I'm not feeling it. And yeah, I do want to be smart. Like, I never put any valuables or things that can break in my big bag. I always do that in my little bag, because my big bag will go in the compartment underneath the bus, whereas my like day bag I will keep with me on the bus. And they're not the most careful with the big bags like that go underneath, which I mean, I guess is kind of understandable. It's kind of like at the airport. Let's repack. Anyways, after packing, I think I'm heading straight to bed, to be honest. I want to make the most of my time in this big beautiful private room, and I think my alarm is gonna go off at what time? My bus is at 8:30, so maybe like 8:30, 7:30, maybe at 7? No, maybe at 7:30. I'm not entirely sure where I need to go, like where my bus is leaving from, so I have to figure that out. And I guess I'll see you in the morning. Welcome to Vietnam.